Chef Bry here with a culinary guide on how to prepare and serve skewered crab hard mode style. The first ingredient we will need is an oversized crab. These can be purchased at your local grocery store or as the second boss in abandoned halls. I prefer the latter as it is a fresher alternative. Although before we start cooking, we need to first survive the crab. To do this, we must try to not be impaled along with the crustacean. This is especially difficult in hard mode due to the 4 needles on each side, as opposed to the 2 on normal mode. You must be thinking, Chef Bry, how do we avoid the business end of 8 skewers? The process is to try to stand between the spikes while at the same time away from the dangerous pointy ends. The first telltale sign that the needles are coming is the crab centers itself in the middle of the room. At that point, the gears in the wall start to turn. This lets me know that I need to get the hell out of the way. Tanks and DPS can now try to stun the crab so it does not hinder your escape to the opposing wall. The first impale always starts from the north side of the room. From here on out, the spikes become random. For example, in this video, they start on the north side, followed by the south side twice in a row, and then finally north again. This means that you must be fully aware of both spawn points and adjust accordingly. During the impale phase, the crab receives approximately 5% damage from the spikes. To review, the crab will move to the center of the room, at which the wall of gears will start turning. Stun him and position yourself against the far wall between and away from the spikes. Rinse and repeat. Take note that the room is surrounded by small spikes. An emergency strategy if you are completely unable to move away from the large spikes is to dive into these smaller ones on the exterior. This will still cause damage to you but will not result in an instantaneous death. The basic attack animations consist of an overhand pincer chop, a bubble attack, a backstep leap, as well as a jump into the air followed by a slam downwards. Rarely will he do a sideways crab walk. The most concerning ability is a forward volley attack similar to a Kuma's 6 attack push. Slamming its pincers down, it repeatedly forces the tank backwards. This not only can result in being manhandled into the outside spikes, but it can also drive the tank upon the 4 large wall skewers. It's a good idea to try your best to keep the boss in the center of the room, but like most BAMs, it dictates where it goes the majority of the time. The push and pull physics of Tera can be fun, random, and frustrating. By following these directions, the crab should find its way onto your plate and not the other way around. So finish cooking and don't forget to slather with a gratuitous amount of butter before serving. Due to latency between myself and the Korean servers, I died, but as you can see by the positioning of my corpse, I was indeed at the correct spot. As a way to recover, the DPS who has the most threat kites the crab away while the healer gets into position to resurrect me. The second that I am alive, I chug a stamina potion. After death, you have only 1 stamina. This can only be done out of combat, which is why I do not engage the crab right away. Stamina potions should only be used after a death in combat. They are a precious commodity and should not be consumed frivolously. Having maximum stamina is important because it increases my health pool. At this point, I dive back into the fight and use a taunt to regain control. hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you'd like to see more, or you just want to say hi, come on over and check out my Twitch TV channel.